Today I'd like to show you a set of figures that I just got in the mail today from Japan. And in fact, these just came out in Japan a few days ago. These are actually crane game prizes, or claw machine prizes if you prefer, for use in Japanese arcades. But you can actually buy them as well, buy them outright online in some cases. So that's what I did. I found them on Yahoo Auctions Japan and got them that way. I certainly wouldn't want to try and win all of these. I think that would be rather difficult. These were made by Banpresto, who is a company that it's kind of a sub-brand, I guess, of the toy company Bandai. And they just make Japanese arcade prizes, essentially. So these, as you see, consist of 5 smaller figures here, and then 2 larger ones I have in the back. Just to go over the characters real quickly, we have C-3PO, Boba Fett, Slave Leia, Salacious Crumb, and Chewbacca. And in the back we have Han and Carbonite and Jabba himself. So these are sort of a, well, you might call them a super deformed style or a caricature style, where they have sort of big heads and, you know, a bit of exaggerated style. So what I want to do is to just look at the boxes a little more closely, and then we'll open these up. I've been waiting all day to open these up, and I'm kind of curious to see what they look like. The smaller boxes just have the character on the front, and then on the side it has the other characters that are available. They're called World Collectible Figures. This is Volume 5, so they've actually done quite a number of these up until now, as a matter of fact, although I haven't seen very much talk about them on American forums or anything. They seem to be relatively unknown, but they are available through some importers, I guess. Just some warnings and things there, and there you have the entire set together. It says, if you buy the Mega World Collectible Figures, called Story of Jabba the Hutt, and combine them with these figures, you can recreate a Jabba's Palace scene, which sounds pretty awesome to me. The bigger boxes, of course, have a bigger artwork. Let's move this back a little bit. And they also have nicer kind of pictures on the back. But, you know, these are, for the most part, not meant to be purchased in stores or anything like that. They are, in fact, prizes. So they would be placed in a machine for you to knock off and win that way. It says right here, as a matter of fact, Jama Prize, which you may recall was also on the crane game, stuffed crane game Jabba that I posted about not too long ago. So it's actually the same company, I guess, that makes them. So before I open these up, I want to share one more thing with you. I ordered these, as I said, on Yahoo Auctions Japan, and after I did that, I happened to be looking at the site Toreba, which is a site that allows you to play Japanese crane games over the internet, no matter where you are in the world, as long as you pay for them. And they happen to have this Jabba figure in one of their machines. So I was like, well, it would be kind of cool to actually win one of these in a Japanese crane game, even though I'm not in Japan. So I tried winning one. And even though it did end up probably costing me more than just buying this outright, I did win one. And you can see footage of me doing that right here. It did take a number of tries before this. Basically, this kind of UFO catcher style crane game has a claw with really, really weak grip, so you can't pick anything up, more or less, but you can sort of poke things or move them around, and so it takes a lot of strategy to win things, basically. Anyway, I was excited to be able to win something, first of all, from a crane game like that. I'm not sure that I've ever actually done that before, and to have it be a Jabba figure was also kind of special, so just thought I would share that. Let's go ahead and open these up and see what they look like. Now, one thing I should mention, first of all, is that these are really well taped up. There's tape here, 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 and here. So they really didn't want these things coming open by accident, or maybe having people open them and swap things out. I don't know. So you're going to need to open that, cut that before you open them. All right. So inside we have the figure and a little base, which is kind of nice. So obviously, well, that didn't work. Obviously this is C-3PO. They seem to be about 3 inches tall, except for the mega ones, I assume, are bigger. And there are small little foot pegs in the base that allow you to stand them up, which is good because with these large heads, I'm sure they're rather top-heavy. Okay, so let's take a look at that. This is, of course, C-3PO with his eye sticking out after being attacked by Salacious Crumb. Quite good paint, actually, on these. I mean, it's very clean paint work, which is sort of what you expect from Japanese toys. Star Wars logo on the base. Moving right along, we have Boba Fett. Okay. Same deal. We've got a base and the figure itself. I don't know if these are going to be available anywhere within the US. Like from, I know Big Bad Toy Store has had some of these in the same series in the past, but I haven't heard anything about these coming out in the US yet. So there's that. Giving me a bit of a Darth helmet vibe with this helmet here, but very well painted, I would say, generally speaking. A little bit low on detail, maybe, but not bad. I think each of these bases is unique to the figure because they all have differently spaced legs, and the the foot pegs need to be properly spaced for them to stand up, obviously. Alright, there we have Boba Fett. Next up, Slave Leia. Now this, you know, there was a lot of speculation about Disney quote-unquote banning Slave Leia or retiring her. Admittedly, this is Japan, but there have been several Slave Leia products available since then. So I'm feeling like, you know, at most maybe they're just sort of not focusing as much on Slave Leia. But they're certainly not banning her. So let's take a look at her. Wow. I'll have to say this is really well done. Pretty good likeness there. I mean, the huge head is a little off-putting in some sense, but very well sculpted and painted, I'll have to say. Her base only has one foot peg that goes right in her thigh. Well, it could have been worse. There we are. Alright. So we'll put her next to Boba Fett. Let's put these over here. And next up we have Salacious Crumb. Interestingly, on Yahoo Auctions, when I bought these, there were a couple of different sort of selections of figures, and if you wanted to get only like 3 or 4 of these and not get Salacious Crumb, it was a lot cheaper for some reason, which makes me wonder if Salacious Crumb is short-packed or something. I don't have anything to base that on except for that. Wow, he's a lot bigger than I thought he would be. That's great. Okay, so he comes not only with a base, but also a little pillow or a cushion. So let's see, we'll take a look at him first. This is a really attractive Salacious Crumb, I'll have to say. It's really well done. I mean, I guess he does have a big head relative to his body, but it kind of works for him. I was going to say, in fact, I brought down this figure, which is one came with the Walmart exclusive Jabba set, because when I looked at this one on the box, it really reminded me of this. But this one here, first of all, is a lot bigger, but it's also a lot better looking, in my opinion. I really like this one. Admittedly, the Banpresto one here is not articulated in any way. In fact, none of these are articulated. I should probably mention that. Now the base, well, the cushion here has a little indentation for his butt. Then we put that on the base itself. So now let's do that first. So it's got two little foot pegs, or pegs anyway. This one is a little tricky. Maybe I got this backwards. Let's try it that way. I see. Well, yeah. I think maybe you're supposed to put him sort of in the corner. That seems a little strange, doesn't it? Is that right? I don't know, but let's go with it. I'm going to put him, oh, oops, over here. It's a little too bad that he doesn't have any way to actually attach to the base securely. Next up, Chewbacca. Chewbacca. Okay. Having these things in the background tends to make my camera want to focus on them. Ooh, wow. This one is fairly large. So he is, of course, the version of Chewbacca that was brought to Jabba's palace in chains by Bosch. Hard to get him out of here. So he's got the chain around his neck there, and he looks a little disturbed. Look at that face. Huh. Nice paintwork, though, generally speaking. And, of course, he's got his base as well. Put that on there. Like that. Alright, next up. The larger ones. These are the ones that I'm looking forward to the most, I think. Interesting to see what they will look like. Okay, so now they don't mess around with the packaging in Japan. I'll have to let you know that. Inside it's bubble wrapped. And more bubble wrap. And then it's wrapped in plastic. Wow. Cool. I don't know why you need a base for this one. It's just for consistency with the other ones. I think it's totally unnecessary. But it probably would look better to have them all be uniform. This one just has a single peg in the middle that you slot them into. Alright, let's get this out of the background so it'll focus. Here we are. Very nice. He's got his little, alcove, I guess. It says copyright 2016 Banpresto, made in China. Yeah. Alright, so that goes there. Now you'll notice that the base is also bigger than the other bases. Finally, we have Jabba himself. We will open this guy up. And unsurprisingly, we have a lot of bubble wrap. Alright, here he is. Wow. It's quite large compared to the other figures. And of course he also has a base. Now, what is this little sticker here? Huh, just has a manufacturing number. I don't think the other ones had that, did they? Alright, there he is. And it's nice to see that it's, you know, a unique sculpt. It's not based on anything that I recognize. Nicely colored, I think, too. Could be a little more orange, but I think it's quite well done. They have his little tattoo there. Too bad they don't have a full throne for him. I always think that, but generally speaking, very nicely made. So he fits on that base. Of course, he doesn't need a base either, but he has one just for consistency's sake. Alright, give me a moment and I'm going to arrange these in an aesthetically pleasing manner. Alright, here we are. I very quickly gave up on the bases because, I mean, they're great if you just wanted to display one figure individually, but these are quite large bases and they're just way too large to arrange these in any way that makes any kind of sense. Well, Boba Fett and the C-3PO figure are pretty top-heavy, but they do stand up. And, you know, you can hit the table, they're not going to fall over too much. So I think, actually, they'd be okay on a shelf. So, yeah, these just came out of nowhere. I hadn't even really heard about them until I was searching, actually, Amazon Japan for Jabba stuff, as I regularly do. And, yeah, they just came up a listing on there. And I was very excited to see it, obviously. They're very well done. A little expensive, quite frankly, for what they are. But given that they're an import and not generally available at retail even, I guess that can't be helped. I'm going to have maybe the second one, Jabba that I won, I'll have on my desk, and I'll have the rest of the other ones, this whole display here, displayed somewhere else. But yeah, very excited to get these. I may, in fact, end up trying to pick up some of the other ones in the series. This, as I said, is Volume 5, so they've had a number of ones, including some, I'm not sure if they're just coming out now or if they're already out, but they had some for The Force Awakens. They have ones for some of the prequels, as well as things like Luke and Leia from the original trilogy. So, let me know what you think of these, and tell me if you've ever won anything in a crane machine or a claw machine. And thanks very much for watching.